Hey, hey, hey. Let's talk tomatoes just a little bit. How about that? We're going to talk about the difference between determinate and indeterminate. So let's get that going. All right, we are in what I call my tomato basket garden. They're all in containers. They've all had food and compost and calcium all added to their dirt so that they give me the best tomatoes possible. We're pruning them and we are trellising them up on these. Like I said in that one video, we have little clips. They're going to just go right up as the plant grows. Now, here's the biggest thing. An indeterminate tomato, which all of these are, there are, let's see, those are white queen. Those are monkey ass, I believe. These are, that one is most certainly. These are monkey ass. There's Mrs. Benson in the back. There's Texas Star. There's Black Beauty. And there's some kind of zebra one. It was just a thank you thing that came with some of my seeds. And it's just a mystery zebra tomato. So we're going to see what we get. These are all indeterminate plants. What that means is that they will continue to grow. Like if you decide to leave them in a pot and put them in a greenhouse, make sure that they don't get any frost all winter, they will keep growing. There's not a determined size as in the determinate plants. That's the biggest factor. Now, what these do, now I need to trim this up a bit. I'll remove this and this. Down here, as you can see, let me see if I can come in there. See, we've already pruned him up. And his stem is really, really deep. And the more stem that you put in these tomatoes, the more roots it's going to grow. An indeterminate tomato will grow roots all along the stem that you put in the ground. Now, these are much smaller than the other ones, and that's fine by me because then they will produce tomatoes later than the other ones. Like, say this one that's already flowering. So this one will be a later producer for me, and that's absolutely fine because then I get tomatoes all season. All right, welcome to the Golden Jubilee bed. This has been our favorite tomato so far. We might find a few new ones this summer with all the different varieties that I'm going to have for my tomato basket. My tomato basket is going to have color the same way my egg basket does, from pink to chocolate brown. Now, I'm in here to show you more about indeterminate plants. Your indeterminate tomato is going to have a set here. This is a good example right here. This little guy. Now, he's going to have these. I'm going to remove that one right there. That's called a sucker. I don't need him. He's going to have 2 sets of fan leaves, and then he's going to grow fruit leaves. He's going to have 2 sets of fan leaves, and he's going to grow fruit leaves. Now, I don't know if that one's been dug in, but there are quite a few. This one, if you're wondering why this one is so much smaller, he's actually not. This one here, I'm going to have to move. Let me see if I can get that in your view. If you see slightly how he's bent, his stem is actually in the ground all the way back here. So what that means is all of that stem that's in the ground is now going to grow roots. And as I keep saying, and I can't say it enough for your indeterminate tomatoes, the more roots, the more fruits. Honest to God truth. So remember that when you're looking for plants to buy or seeds, whether it's determinate or indeterminate, because it's going to depend then, your care is going to be slightly different. You'll want to bury that stem. Like this guy has been suffering because we've had so much rain, just like this one. This one has, oh, little toad. Can't do that. There he is. Say hi, friend. I'm surprised there's not skinks running all over. but he's been buried. So that's good. But like I said, he's struggling because of all the rain. He's kind of got drowned out. And we're working on getting the rest of that trellised up. And by the end of the summer, I'll do another video to show you what this is going to look like. Because the indeterminate plant does not already have the genetics for determined size. It's going to grow up all these strings here, all these plants. Going to grow up this string, and they're going to hit that beam there, that piece of wood that we got. We've got some saplings. We've got too many, so we used those. And it's going to grow up and over and down. And this side as well. Same thing. They're all golden jubilee. There's a couple weeds looks like I need to pick. But like this one, you think, oh, they're short. No, that stem has been buried. I posted a picture not long ago of one in here that had all those beautiful little roots on it. So, see, look at, we're already getting flowers. So now, since we're getting flowers, we're going to have to feed a little bit differently, because once they start setting fruit and flowering, they get very, very hungry. So we're not going to worry so much about nitrogen, because it looks like they've got a good start, but we're going to concentrate on their calcium. And for the stem structure, we're going to concentrate on the nitrogen, the potassium and phosphorus. Holy crap, sorry y'all. We're not going to concentrate on nitrogen at this point. Not for these nice ones that are getting flowers. All right, welcome to my determinate or Roma bed. Here I have 17 plants in here. Doesn't kind of look like it because of the way they ended up coming in. And I had chickens help me rearrange. Yeah, honest, it was great. So, these are all Roma. I do all heritage plants, by the way, because then when I save my seeds, next year they will be even more acclimatized and ready for our soil, our weather, the sun that we have here. Your seeds, what's the best word I'm looking for? Your seeds work on being the best plant they can be in your climate when you save them. So I always do heritage heirloom seeds for all of my plants. Okay, so they're Amish paste, San Marzano, and Roma all in here. They're kind of scattered, like I said, thanks to the chickens. I need to get in here and get them staked up. Now, what I was talking about before is how they are different, because what's going to happen here is these are all, oh look, we've got flowers coming. I got to get busy in this little garden. I've had so much to do. Squirrel, sorry y'all. They already have in their genetics, they already have a predetermined size. So they're only going to get as big as they get, and that's it. Whereas the indeterminate will grow as long as they don't get frost and they're fed properly. These will probably get 5 or 6 feet tall. They're going to set a bunch of fruit. And then, in my experience, I get a few stragglers here and there. They'll produce some smaller fruit throughout the season, but not the way they will here in a couple of weeks. They're going to set a whole bunch of fruit, and then I'm going to freeze it so that I can boil them down and reduce them into sauce, whether it's stewed tomatoes or marinara or my spaghetti sauce. I do all of that while I'm canning, so I don't have to do it when I want to make dinner, you know? But, so that's the biggest difference. The determinate, such as Roma, San Marzano, other paste tomatoes, they get as big as they get. They set the fruits they set, and then you're going to have some stragglers. Now, since these are also blooming and getting ready to set fruit, they're not in the nitrogen or growth stage anymore. They are now, or the vegetative stage. So this was vegetative, right? Now they're in what's called flower. So you're going to want to concentrate on the phosphorus and potassium and calcium. Calcium for your stem structure and to ward against blossom end rot, and all of the other goodies, you know, the phosphorus, the potassium, that helps the plant make the fruit. And once they start setting fruit, these plants become extremely ravenous. So if you're doing it in garden beds, like we have peppers in there, and we have my indeterminate, they're fed once a week, because that dirt can't replenish itself like this. This is in the ground. It gets all the worms. My pots get some worms, but not to the extent this does. This can restore everything. I don't worry about feeding this stuff so much. Every now and again, if it looks like it's struggling, I'll put some more bloom on it. Other than that, I let them do their thing. The pots, no. Now these, they do have some worms in the dirt, but since they can't uptake the nutrients when it rains and that kind of thing, and the dirt can't replenish itself, these plants will probably eat all of the dirt, very much most of the dirt in all of my pots here. So that's fine. I'll just get more next time, or I'll make more all winter, either way. But since these are definitely, there we go, see? They're definitely in the flower stage. So I'm going to focus on the phosphorus and potassium and calcium on these that have flowers on it. Now, these little ones over here, there's food in the pot, but we're not going to do anything. We're just going to let him grow. He's got enough food to give him a really healthy start. Once he gets to be about this size, we'll worry about a little bit of, what the heck am I talking about? Nitrogen. There we go. Yeah, these size, I give a little bit of nitrogen, or an all-purpose food. That's not a problem. Like that little guy over there, I'll give him a little bit of nitrogen. But these guys right here with their flowers coming on, I don't worry about that so much anymore, because I'm not worried about, I mean, I am, but not to the extent that I'm worried about the fruit. It takes a lot of food for them to set the fruit that they are. Let me see that guy. Oh, that's pretty. That's what they're programmed to do, so to speak. They do need leaves. You know, some, you want those leaves, and then you want the flowers. You don't want your suckers, anything like that. But now we concentrate on all the flowers and making the flowers the best they can be. So that's the biggest thing about our tomatoes. Hope this helps, and any questions, don't be afraid to ask. Thanks for listening, y'all. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, share, all the good things. Come back and join me again. I'm sure I've got a whole bunch more going on. But off to work to deal with chickens. Thanks, y'all. Bye.